Show. Positively Pat Sim Show. Sailing through the morning light, catching waves with voices bright. Set your course for tales untold, entertainment pure and bold. Come aboard this journey new, stories fresh calling out to you. Saturdays are time to shine, Positively Pat's lifeline. Positively Pat Sim Show, every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. From epic quest to daily news, listen up, there's much to choose. Every word a gem we share. Saturday we conquer air. Positively Pat Sim Show, every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. In every eye. Positively Pat Sim Show. Positively Pat Sim Show. Positively Pat Sim Show. Every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails, laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high, morning sun in every eye. In every eye.
Sims Nation, welcome to another edition of the Positively Pat Sim Show. We are live on WANT Radio on this, well, depending on where you are, beautiful or not so beautiful morning, but we welcome you all, and thank you guys for joining us also live on YouTube. It is great to have you guys here. I see Grandmaster Solace already in the live chat, so that's exciting. Today's show is going to be all about two topics that we've got today, because tonight on Peacock is WWE's next Saturday night's main event. And then, which is like the only thing you can find on Peacock now, which is weird because my profile picture on Peacock is still Cody Rhodes. So it can stay that way as long as I don't change it. But, and then next week is, of course, the 2026 Royal Rumble. And you're not going to want to miss our Positively Pat Sims show next week, because it is, of course, the Royal Rumble preview show. And as you can see, we're taking this very seriously. All right, guys. Real quick, just want to get this out of the way. I mentioned last week that we here on the program, we have reached level 1 monetization, and I was like, yeah, it's just we can offer membership stuff. But there's actually more to it than that. I didn't realize this. And my kids like to watch some of these streamers and stuff and YouTubers, and I always wondered what they were doing with these chats and stickers and everything. And then I realized it's something we offer here now. So in the live chat, guys, if you go over there, you're going to see that we have a goal set for today. And if you purchase a super chat, it highlights your chat for everyone to see. Or you can purchase stickers, and it's a cheap, small little way of just saying thank you for doing the show, for support, and it's your way of supporting our show. It's just ways that we can try to continue to grow going forward, because we're going to take all of that and invest it right back into the show and all of our shows that we have. Last night on Warriors Unleashed, we actually brought in about $8. So I'll take it, because that's $8 more than I normally make doing a Warriors Unleashed show. So anyway, before we get started here, I want to introduce you guys to the people that are going to be joining me on this morning's show. First of all, my frequent co-host, my son, who's wearing the shirt I bought him for Christmas. So, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Seth Sims. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning.
Haha, I didn't turn your mic on.
Good, because am I still not on?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, there we go.
I just didn't turn you up.
Oh,
There's
okay.
2 parts to getting you turned on the microphone,
Yeah.
and I missed both of them.
Yeah. Well, that first high was really bad.
Yeah, you
So-
did an Uncle Grandpa. Good morning.
But yeah, I'm here.
But
I'm here.
show him your shirt. Okay, who brought the dog?
Yeah.
I love that.
The Ghostbusters.
Yeah, thank you, Timu. All right, and then also joining us this morning after his brief stint with illness, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only George Fenmore. Welcome to the show, George.
Hey guys, what's up?
George getting some attention on TikTok and YouTube with his promo skills on our shorts. All right, and then also joining us, just now starting to feel the ill effects of sickness, is WANT's own, my good buddy, Benny Scala. Welcome to the show, Benny.
I've contracted Fenmore-itis, but I'll get over it.
Right. Somehow George was able to spread this disease through the internet.
I'm talented. What can I say?
Yeah. Seth, you're on camera. Just so
I
you know.
am? You
Yeah.
put me on the camera? I thought it was...
He's just over there.
I'm mixing the whipped cream into my
Looks
coffee.
good, whatever it is.
Yeah, what is that? What do you have there?
It's a mocha cookie crumble.
Ooh.
It's everything I shouldn't have, essentially. And here I am here with my Quest coffee. My Quest protein coffee. Which is a lot better than it sounds, by the way. Like when you hear protein coffee, you're like,
wouldn't say
you
a
kind
lot
of
better.
naturally tend to gag when you hear the words
I mean,
protein
do they exist
coffee.
in the same sentence? Really? Like,
Yeah. They're actually really good. Actually very good. All right, guys. So I want to start just real simple. What's up, Universal? Welcome. Thank you very much, by the way, for your emails during this week. Universal's helping me out here this week because for next week's show, we got something really special. We're going, for the first time on the Positively Pat Sim show, we are going to be playing we're not going to play it, but we're going to simulate on WWE 2K both the men's and women's Royal Rumbles and see who 2K thinks is going to walk out the winner of the Royal Rumble. So that's going to be really fun. So thank you, Universal, for that. But I want to start with just this. All right, Seth, you're Mr. Late Night Cram Session, like a typical high schooler.
How? I don't cram things.
Well, because it's not like you spent the week and the month getting ready to preview Saturday night's main event.
Well, yeah.
Right. But I want to know what everyone's level of excitement is for this show. And just before you answer, these are the matches that we're getting. All right, we've got Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. We've got the women's tag team title match of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. We've got the number one contender match for the WWE Championship, Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn in a fatal four-way. And just added last night, a match that has underperformed in WWE pretty much every time out, but always has the potential of being one of the greatest matches that you could see in AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So that's your lineup. 4 matches. Seth, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would your excitement level be to see tonight's Saturday night's main event?
5.
About middle of the road?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. George, how about you? Where does your excitement level stand for this one?
I really want to see the Cody and Jacob, so I'm gonna say like a 7 or an 8.
7 or 8? That's good. Benny, how about you?
I was initially going to say pi, 3.1417,
Nice.
but I'm going to double that and make it 6.2834. That's 6.
Yeah. That's actually pretty good for, in my opinion, for a Saturday night's main event. I feel like there's too many of them, number one. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like there's too many Saturday night's main event. And to have it 1 week before the Rumble, I don't understand that. I don't get why. I mean, are these stories that important that we need that extra time to tell them before getting to the Rumble? That's just, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Get the NBC money, and then they had no choice. They were like locked into a contract.
Yeah.
And they don't get to choose when Saturday night's going to be. It's NBC.
Oh, it does
choose.
it. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Good to know
Yeah,
right
okay.
there. I agree with Seth. Oh, a 5.
Yep.
Got
I already have people agreeing with me.
Right. Well, okay. Well, so so now that makes more sense. If it's NBC that's dictating when these Saturday night's main events come on, that now it's like, okay, I can't really fault WWE then, except that I can fault them for signing a contract that made NBC in charge of when these things are scheduled. But
Yeah.
it's just strange time. I think it's hard to get really excited about something that should be a bigger deal when you've got one of the most popular and most highly anticipated pay-per-views or PLEs next week. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Don't get me wrong. I think Jacob Fatu and Cody might be a really, really great matchup. And, of course, I want to see AJ and Shinsuke put on the match that I know that they can. All right, we got a question in the live chat. 2 questions, actually. How will the next man that can break the record, elimination record in the Rumble, and 2, do you think Obafemi can recreate the Paul London Snitsky Rumble elimination? I think you can. I think the question is, who's the Paul London in this situation? George, what do you think? If Obafemi just destroys somebody like that Paul London spot, who's the Paul London in this?
Akira Tozawa.
That could work. My original thought, till I remembered how popular he's become, is Grande Americano.
Port Louis Quid. Yeah.
Nathan Frazier. All right. And I'm trying to understand, are you asking how someone's going to break the elimination record, or who is going to be who's going to be the next guy to be our big elimination guy? I don't know. Like right now, I don't think anybody needs that record. Like it and I don't know if anybody really ever will going forward.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if you're going to break that, it's got to be special. It's got to be a special talent. How? So how will the next man I think it was Obafemi. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know. What do you think, George? Do you think that record? Do you think the record, which I think is held by Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah,
now?
it is Lesnar.
So, who do you think that there's a need to even go after that record again? It seems kind of.
No, I don't think there's a need to go after the record, at least currently. Like maybe somewhere in the future, maybe.
Right.
But you just made like all these like cool things going in my head, like Uber Fetting versus like Brock Lesnar type match. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I read a thing during the week, and I don't know how true this is because you can only take anything you hear about professional wrestling with a grain of salt. But my understanding is that Powerhouse Hobbs of AEW did not come to a contract agreement and supposedly is headed for WWE.
Oh, so I was reading a report this morning that said that he's 100% signed, and they even have a name for him.
Nice.
He's going to be as Voice Keys.
What?
Voice Keys. ROYCE. So
Royce.
Voice, like both voice.
Okay.
And then Keys.
So like my mother's maiden name, Keys, Keys.
Yep.
All right.
ROY.
Our family
and
got
then
one in the wrestling biz. Just need to throw in a McLeod somewhere, and it's complete. 3 straight months of Saturday Night's Main Event is too much. They should have put this in March because there's no PLE in March. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
Understanding that if it's NBC that's dictating the schedule for Saturday Night's Main Event, I get it because that's all NBC has left. For Peacock anyway. I get that NBC Universal, I believe they own USA, so they still have SmackDown and stuff. But yeah, Royce Keys, yeah, there it is. Oh my, Royce Isaacs fuming on X. Oh, Royce Keys. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna get over that for the rest of the show. That's such a weird, like, I hope they explain how that makes any sense. I don't get it. It just doesn't feel like a strong name to me. And that's a family name. Keys is a family name. Seth comes from a line of Keyses. Yeah. We had Keys serving in World War II. And I don't think it's a strong
sounds
name.
Weird.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Maybe he's supposed to be like this cool guy who gets a bunch of chances at everything because he has the keys.
If this were 1990s WWE, I guarantee you he's a key maker.
Yeah. He's the key to a fancy car.
He's the guy from The Matrix that just walks around grinding keys all the time. And then when he gets in the ring, then he pokes him with the key.
There are a bunch of like those needles that are used at those like
Oh my gosh,
like
your
massage.
mother is brilliant.
Yeah, I read it.
Because she's not here. Yeah. He's the key to a fancy car. It took me a moment, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Royce. Oh, that is brilliant. I love that.
Watch it be. She had no clue that she made that reference to a Rolls Royce, and she was just saying
I'm gonna be nice this morning. I'm gonna give your mother all the credit in the world and say she knew exactly what she was doing. All right, let's jump into Saturday night's main event, guys, and let's start at the top. Let's start right now with Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. Seth, give us a little background on this one, if you will.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I said okay. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu will bring their animosity to the ring at Saturday night's main event. The Samoan Werewolf inadvertently cost the American Nightmare the undisputed WWE Championship when he attacked Drew McIntyre during the steel cage portion of the 3 Stages of Hell match. The week after on SmackDown, Rhodes and Fatu called each other out before engaging in an epic brawl. This will be the first time these two superstars have gone 1-1. Which superstar will win this grudge match? Find out at Saturday night's main event, streaming live on January 24th at.
Okay, you don't have to read that part. You don't have to read that part. All right. We got a hot take question real quick. In the next 5 years, during 2026 to 2030 in WWE, what one AEW male wrestler and AEW female wrestler would jump to WWE in the same way like Cody did in 2022? I don't know. I don't follow AEW anymore. I tried. I just can't get into it. And one of the reasons is I like storytelling. I like good long-term storytelling. And WWE doesn't always give me that. But I'm a loyal WWE guy for personal reasons. But AEW just doesn't give me that at all. I'm just not into their product. So I don't know their cast of characters over there very well. I know guys like Hangman Page. I know, the Young Bucks and a handful of guys. I know the women's roster, which is basically Mercedes and Tony. And I'd love to see Tony over
Let's
in WWE.
get Mercedes over here and go.
No, I'm good.
With
I've
Keys.
I've never been a huge yeah, I get it. I've never been a huge Mercedes Moné fan. Shoot me, but that's just me.
The car or the person?
The wrestler. I don't know the person, so I can't comment on the human being. But as far as the sports entertainer, I personally I think Mercedes Moné is overrated.
MJF.
I prefer Tony Storm, right? So I would rather give me a week to look up who's over there in AEW, and then I'll give my thoughts. But yeah, I mean, Grandmaster says MJF and Monet. MJF, he was on Impractical Jokers. He was on Happy Gilmore too, so I liked him there. I found a lot of what he does in AEW is I haven't been as entertained lately from what I've seen, and most of it's just on social media, so that could be out of context. All right, let's jump into Cody versus Jacob. Benny, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts on this matchup? You can go ahead and give me your prediction at this time. We don't have to wait. Just tell me what you think about this one.
Yeah, not a whole lot of build to it. And this one's kind of hard to predict because I don't think either one of them is going to win. Cody can't lose because he just lost to Drew, so he can't lose again. And Jacob absolutely can't lose because he just came back. You can't start out, you can't come back with a loss. I'm going to predict the old no contest, but I think it will be a great match.
You're going with the schmaz ending.
The schmaz, absolutely.
Yeah, we get a little. I think we need a dusty finish on this one. I think that's what we need. All right, George, your thoughts on Cody and Jacob?
Man, so as Benny said, Jacob can't lose this match. If anyone can afford to lose the match out of both of them, it would have to be Cody. But again, he just lost the world title. But again, he didn't actually lose it per se on his own. Jacob cost him the belt out by interfering in that match, and Drew was able to crawl out of the cage right at the last second while Cody was distracted with Jacob. So it's not like he actually lost that one too. So Cody could take the loss there, but I think I agree with what Benny said. I think it's going to end up being some kind of no contest or outside interference from Drew or something like that, setting up maybe a triple threat in the future or something.
All right. Yep. Good stuff. Anybody else with some of the information going around about Jesse and not being at the last Saturday night's main event, that Drew going out the door to win the match was a shot at Jesse Ventura. Because Jesse openly complained about how he thought it was stupid that you could win the match by walking out the door. Which I don't get why he's so mad. Like that's been a thing for a long time. Like not even just with when WWE, brought the cage into the current manifestation. Like it's been around for a long time. I don't get why Jesse was so mad about it. But
it's been around since Jesse's time.
Since what now?
It's been around since Jesse's time.
Oh yeah, I don't get why he was so. I mean, I just put it as I thought it was Jesse playing the character, the heel commentator.
Yeah.
That's what I thought Jesse was doing. But like, there's all this stuff going around that he's not part of Saturday Night's Main Event because of his outburst about the whole thing, and I'm like, well, that's stupid. Like, it's Jesse. What do you like when you hire Jesse? That's what you got to expect. He's gonna say some stuff. So, Seth, your thoughts on Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu?
I feel like, I don't know. It feels more like Cody just getting revenge and not like this huge setup.
Right.
But I feel like it could be this huge setup to turn like if Cody wins, I feel like this could turn like Cody's character into that kind of like don't get in my way kind of character, which would set up for a lot more matches in the future that I think would be very interesting.
So let me ask you this. So do you think everybody can chime in on this one? Are we looking at a shift in character for Cody to either A, highly more aggressive Cody, or B, heel Cody?
I'd say A, because I don't see Cody going heel just yet, as he makes too much money for way too much money for the company right now.
Right.
I don't think they want to interfere with that yet. They're gonna milk it for as long as they possibly can.
I agree. Seth, what do you think?
I think it's gonna go from that aggressive character first for now, but then later it will end up turning into that kind of heel character. I think.
I agree.
Right, Benny. How about you? What do you think?
I don't think necessarily Cody, but I do think between Cody and Randy, one of them is going to turn heel soon.
I've always, because I know that Randy, AJ, there's a lot of guys that are kind of on the tail end of their careers here. I've always wondered, should Randy go out a heel? I always felt that Randy was always way better as the heel. And unlike
Cena's record.
What's that?
Randy signed a new contract just so he could try to beat Cena's record. So,
well, how far away is he? Like how many?
I think he's like 13 or 14.
Maybe 14. Randy's at 14. He would have 3 to go.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
Sure.
I mean,
I don't either.
Because that would
right
mean,
after John Cena leaves.
Right. Well, that's a lot of title changes.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time, because that would mean Randy would have to win it, then lose it, win it, then lose it, win it, then lose it, win it, then lose it. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, they gotta have to set up for like, oh, he has an equal match as the best wrestler or something like that.
And I mean, like, I remember the Attitude Era was exciting because you never knew what was going to happen because title changes were a regular deal back then. It wasn't like you had to wait 6 months for a title change with your main title. Like nowadays, guys hold it for months and months. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see us go back to that where the titles are changing hands that often. Like freaking The Rock and Mick Foley, they would change the title every week. They were just back and forth, back and forth. Grandmaster.
You can use Money in the Bank in there for one of them, though.
You can.
You get it right.
You can, but then he's got to lose it pretty quickly. Like if Randy's gonna win the title, all right. Same with Punk. I thought Punk winning the title and then losing it immediately to Seth Rollins was a great story, right? But Punk, I felt if he's going to win the title again, it's got to be for a good run, which is why like everyone's like, oh, Braun's going to beat him. Braun's going to beat him. And it's like, no, it's too soon. Punk deserves a run with the title. I think the same thing with Randy. I think if Randy's going to win it, I think he needs to go on a run.
Right, I agree with that, but I could definitely see them doing what happened to with Rollins and Punk could happen to Randy, where Randy wins it, gets basically screwed out of it, and then gets it back in the future, and then he goes on a run with it.
Right.
There's 2 of his 3 that he needs, and then they can have this big storyline of once he loses it, of can he get that 17? Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? Or 16 or whatever,
Right. Well, here, I'll tell you what. No matter what they do, there's going to be a very vocal part of the fan base that's going to piss all over it.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like it'll be the John Cena retirement match all over again. And that's why like I don't want to see guys going on retirement tours, right? I don't want to see guys going on a last run or anything like that. Just retire, right? Have a last match, that's fine, but like I don't know. Everybody got their panties in a bunch with Cena, and I don't want to see that again with Randy, AJ, anybody else. But I want to get to the chat here. They're saying that Cody hurt Jacob, but Cody wasn't the opponent in his last 5 matches. Yeah, I'm not really understanding this feud very well. Maybe somebody can help me out there. And Grandmaster disagrees with Benny on fighting words. I don't think Cody or Randy are turning heel right now. I can see Randy turning heel before he leaves. Randy has 3 more years left on his contract. Just Googled it. So, yeah,
Googled it.
I think they wanted, they're playing it off that if you watched Unreal on Netflix, they're playing it off as if the plan was always to get Cena back to being babyface around SummerSlam, which I don't think that was the case. I think they were trying to take the heel run for Cena all the way to the end and instead of putting a guy like Gunther, a bad guy, over, I think the original plan was to bring in a guy and make a top babyface.
Yeah.
Right? Or have the Cody feud last all the way to Cena's last match, and then Cody goes over Cena at the end.
Yeah.
That was my impression of where it was going. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't believe Unreal as far as I can throw it. But I think that John Cena should have ended as a babyface, but I do think Randy Orton should end it as a heel. Randy Orton was one of my all-time favorite heels because he's so good at that in-ring psychology. Randy Orton is amazing, and he can get you to hate him on a dime. I mean, he got people to get behind Triple H when a lot of people didn't want to get behind Triple H, so that tells you a lot right there. But I'm with you guys. I think this matchup, Cody versus Jacob, I think this is going to be some kind of a screwy finish. It'll either be a disqualification or some sort of, like we said, a schmaz where there's no decision, something like that. This is the beginning of a story. This isn't even the middle or definitely not the end. This is just the beginning of this story, and it's going to carry on into the Rumble for sure. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So let's see what happens. Let's see if they can flesh out the story a little bit better so that it maybe is a little bit more digestible here and understandable. Right now, though, Cody and Jacob are doing great with what they've been given. That I can say. So, but I think Cody is we're just seeing kind of the tip of the iceberg of what Cody can do on the mic. I think he's gotten a lot better, and I think that when we get more aggressive Cody, and eventually at some point, we're going to get heel Cody, I think he's going to be incredible in promos. All right, let's jump into our next one there. So I think everyone's pretty much on agreement, right? We're all DQ, schmaz finish, something like that. All right, let's move on to the number 1 contenders match. So we've got Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn. This is, again, like, I'm excited for this match. I don't think there's one match on here that I am not excited to see in some way, shape, or form. I think this could be a highly entertaining match. And it's great to see Trick in here. I'm excited to see Trick in this matchup. But this is one of those where I don't know where we're going with it. I think the obvious choice is Randy. But I want to get your guys' thoughts. Seth, what's our background for this one?
The next challenger to undisputed what? That's weird
I'm
wording.
sorry, folks. Seth can't read.
No. It's just weird wording. The next challenger to undisputed WWE champion Drew McIntyre will be decided at Saturday night's main event in Fatal 4-Way match between Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, and Solo Sikoa. The Scottish Warrior recently defeated Cody Rhodes to win the title in the hellacious 3 Stages of Hell and will face one of 4 superstars. Orton booked his ticket by taking down The Miz. Williams bested Matt Cardona.
Right.
Priest defeated Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn survived a brutal match with Ilya Dragunov to advance to the Fatal 4-Way match. The winner will go on to challenge the Scottish Warrior for the title at Royal Rumble. Which superstar will leave Montreal as the number 1 contender?
All right. So
Find out Saturday, mate.
And now, it's Sami Zayn. Is he from Montreal?
Yeah.
I know Kevin Owens is too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the hometown guy. We know how WWE likes to treat their hometown guys. It's usually not good. But what do you guys think? Let's start with you this time, George. What do you think about this one? What of this match intrigues you, and where do you see this one going?
Well, I see more of like Randy and Trick having a feud of their own. Sammy has been saying forever he just wants a world title shot, so that's why that makes sense. That's why he's in here.
Right.
But you know what? Out of all of that, Damian and Drew have unfinished business. If you think back from all their feuds on Raw and everything, they still have unfinished business.
Right.
So I could definitely see those two going at it for the the WWE Championship as they went for the world title, right? Because as far as my math is right, Damian has way more wins over Drew than Drew has over Damian. So,
yeah, Drew wasn't on a good streak for a while.
No, I'd like to see Damian and Drew. I'd like to see him run it back.
All right. Hey, I like that. That sounds good to me. Most of Unreal is lies, but SummerSlam was the plan for Cena turning back to favor. Okay, good to know. Universal, thank you. I'm glad if that's the case that's the way it was. I kind of thought it was the other way around, which is I'm glad that it was Cena finishing his run as a babyface. That's exactly what it should have been. The only part of that whole thing I didn't really get or like, to be honest, because I liked a lot of the matches. I didn't like a lot of the storylines, but the main one I really didn't care for was the Brock Lesnar thing, because it what did it do? It didn't help. Didn't really help Brock. We know Brock. We don't need to establish or reestablish Brock. It didn't do anything for Brock, and it definitely didn't do anything for Cena. It just left this big kind of what the hell did we just see in our heads, and then Cena just goes on to the next match like nothing happened. So I mean, I'm guessing it was done just because WrestlePalooza needed its big headline for its very, very underwhelming card. But anyway, Seth, what do you think about this number one contenders match? Who do you see coming out on top of this one?
I want to see Sami Zayn on top. I don't know exactly who would win this one. But I am interested to see Randy Orton and Sami Zayn together in a match.
Randy.
So-
You just
Not
mean
like
in
as
this match.
Yeah, in this
Oh.
match, not like as a tag team.
Well,
or
here,
something.
we haven't done this in a while. So Seth, I'm gonna come back to you in here in just a second. Then Benny, we'll get to you. So Seth, if your heart's telling you who's gonna win,
Yeah,
who's gonna win?
Sami Zayn.
If your brain is telling you who's gonna win, who's gonna win?
Damian Priest.
All right, George. Same question to you. Does the answer change depending on what part you're voting with?
Kind of the same thing. If it was my heart, I would say Sami Zayn, but like my brain is saying it's probably going to be Damian, because I feel like Randy and Trick have a little feud going on between themselves in the middle of all this, and
Right.
I feel like that could to like a Mania match where either Randy puts over Trick to take him to that next level.
Yeah.
Like you were saying that with the Paul Heyman guy, you take a mid card and a main eventer, and I could see it doing that way, or so like I'm really excited to see where this goes. So
Yep. All right, Benny, your turn. Do you have your thoughts on this matchup? And again, I like the idea of giving your prediction based on what your heart tells you and then what your brain says.
Yeah, I can answer that too. So yeah, I gave this quite a bit of thought, and I immediately eliminated Trick Williams because he's too new, and I eliminated Damian Priest because been there, done that with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, it was between Randy and Sammy. Now, my heart wants Randy to win, but my brain was going to want Randy to win up until last night when Randy RKO'd both Trick and Sammy. Now I'm saying that Sammy's going to win. Sammy's going to win the match tonight.
All right, so we got multiple votes for Damian, and we've got now a Sami Zayn vote here. So interesting. Let me I got to find where I am here. Oh, I'm already where I want to be. Okay. So I'm off. I've had a rough couple of days here on the air. But all right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I like all the players in this matchup. Trick's new to the roster. I think he's in a spot here where I think he doesn't have to carry the ball very much. He can kind of let everybody else dictate the pace of the match and everything like that. So that's good. They announced Gunther is in a Rumble match, and in the Rumble, I think they will do the same thing for Randy Orton. I mean, it's funny because my heart, like I've watched a lot of NXT, not on television, but because I don't have cable, but I've watched it back on social media and YouTube and stuff. And I like Trick. I really like Trick. And yes, it's too soon to make him a number one contender for Drew's title. So I can't vote for him in any, with my heart or my head. But I agree with George. I like Damian versus Drew. Yes, we've been there. Yes, we've done that. However, they're solid. And I think Damian deserves to be back up there in that title picture. I think Damian kind of fell out of it for a while. And I think Damian needs to get back in there. I think if Randy's going to get back in there into that world title picture and we're really going to make a run at it, I think it's going to need to be that uphill climb to get there a little bit. Randy's not exactly an underdog like Sami Zayn, but I think it's one of those where the anticipation of that is going to build and build and build, and when it happens, the fans are going to lose their minds. And I think the same can be said for Sami Zayn. The longer people have waited for Sami Zayn, the more that pop is going to be huge. You can't wait too long, though. You wait too long, and fans lose interest.
Yep.
And they forget. Well, keep in mind too that Sammy is absolutely beloved in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I'm leaning to where so that he wins in his hometown,
Right.
and then he Saudi's almost his hometown again.
Right. Yeah, you know what? That right there just made a heck of a lot of sense. Because you know that WWE is trying to really stay in the good graces of Saudi. They've got a WrestleMania coming up there. Of course, the Royal Rumble. There's always the talk of Saudi even purchasing WWE from TKO. There's a lot of talk about that. So it's going to be interesting. So if you want to cater to that Saudi crowd, I think that tells me that my brain is now going to say Sami Zayn. I think just that statement from Benny right there just shifted my focus, and now I think Sami, from that perspective, makes the most sense. Grandmaster picks Damian Priest. Eric Porter really hopes AJ Styles doesn't retire. Well, he will eventually. Will it be tonight? No, I don't think it'll be tonight. I think there's too much value in AJ Styles, and as long as he wants to go, I think WWE will be happy to have him.
Well, I know AJ said he was going to retire sometime this year, so
Yeah.
that's why everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's now." But I think it's probably going to be more towards Mania season, because that'll be, But it doesn't. Honestly, it could be at the Rumble, because that would be his anniversary of joining the company.
Right.
So I mean,
I think whenever we see the names AJ versus Gunther again, that's probably going to be a good indicator. Because
Yeah.
we've talked about this on the show. I think Gunther might become the retirement guy.
the new Legend Killer, yeah.
Right. He's going to be the guy that's going to brag about beating all of these legends, and that's going to be his thing. And the fans will hate him for it. So, Endeavor owns WWE. TK. Well, yeah, no, I get that. I get it. Endeavor owns it. TKO's in a division. Yeah, I understand that. Most people know the name TKO. A lot of people don't. That's the reason why I use some of the verbiage I do, that I don't always go overly detailed. Endeavor, yes, owns WWE, but most people know TKO. I hope AJ doesn't retire at the Rumble with very little build. Yeah, I could see them doing kind of like the Ric Flair thing. You know, when Ric Flair went on his run, and Vince was like, "Your next loss is your last," right? And he kept throwing opponents at him, and then he got to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, and it was one of the greatest endings ever. That unfortunately, Flair couldn't let that be. But "I'm sorry, I love you" thing, I mean, that was one of the greatest retirement moments ever in pro wrestling. And I think that AJ could do something similar. Gunther constantly getting at him, and maybe even forcing him, like, "Hey, you want me? Put your career on the line against this guy. Put your career on the line, and then put your career on the line against me. Finally, the final boss." Taking that away from The Rock, and that's the end of AJ. If Gunther is only getting over because he's retiring people, then he needs to be booked better. Well, okay, let me ask you this. When Randy Orton was the Legend Killer, was that not getting Randy over, and was that a bad booking? George, what do you think?
No, I think that was a phenomenal booking. That's what got Randy to be the Viper, right? And that's what led into it. It was like he just evolved from that babyface Randy to the Legend Killer to, all the way up to where we are now. So
it's not so much about always where you're at in the moment. We're building up and getting heat on a guy that has the potential to be your next big monster heel. The guy that can dominate the entire company. And he already has the in-ring kind of track record. Now we need to get that unbelievable heat on him. That heat that is going to make it so that he's not the cool bad guy. right? Because Gunther, let's be honest, how many times do you see Gunther make an entrance as a heel and the crowd cheered him? It happened a lot.
Oh yeah, they wanted him to be face.
Yeah. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. The John Cena match ensured us of that. All right? I don't think it's in my opinion, I don't think it's a matter of bad booking. I think it's storytelling. It's about telling the story of Gunther becoming the biggest heel. Now, if it doesn't work, then I'm all in. If it doesn't work and this whole thing goes to hell in a handbasket, I'm all in and saying it's bad booking. It's bad everything. That's fine. But right now, he's getting booed out of the building. And they're taking that, and a smart business person would take that and use it to their advantage. That's exactly what they're doing with Gunther right now. Randy was only 2 years in, not 8 years. I don't think, Eric, and I respectfully, I kind of disagree with, I don't think it matters. I think you could take, it doesn't matter where you are in your career. And wrestling fans, the majority of wrestling fans, the general audience, because we talk about the general audience a lot.
Yeah.
They don't care what you did for the last 8 years. The general audience only cares about what you're doing. That's why heel turns and babyface turns a lot of times make zero sense. Or when they turn and then all of a sudden they're buddy-buddy with guys they just had a major feud with, you're not scratching your head going, wait, what? Because the general audience has short-term memory. They're looking at what did you do for me now? And right now, Gunther is the guy that retired John Cena in his or gave him his loss and made him tap in his last match. And so you run with that. And if you're a business person, which wrestling is a business and it's an entertainment business, you go with your hot hand. And right now with Gunther, that's your hot hand. But Eric, I do understand what you're saying, though. I do get it. But I do respectfully disagree. I also don't want AJ leaving right now either. If Rumble is his last match, why did they rush it? They should have booked him better with a proper send-off. And again, that could be because AJ maybe he wasn't being forthcoming in when he actually wanted to go. Maybe he's only more recently come to that kind of decision, and they've been working it out since then, right? So, I mean, we don't know. That's the fun part about wrestling. That's what I love about pro wrestling. You can come to conjectures all day, but the facts are wildly different. Nobody knows. It's what makes it so awesome, so amazing. I don't mind the fact that pro wrestling changes constantly. I don't mind if, someone tells me that Triple H changed his mind at the last minute, because, that's not something Vince did every freaking day. It's wrestling. Things change. It's part of the business. Damian and Drew have fought 5 times. Damian has won 3. Drew has won 2. Every time they announce Gunther now, they call him the career killer. Exactly. Sorry, but AAA is unwatchable. Okay. Oh, because Acquisition said there's another AAA WWE event also. I don't know which one I want to watch. Yeah. Only watchable part, last AAA show was Dom's video. Dominic Mysterio is always watchable. Always. Eric, all I'm trying to say is that they were putting Orton over because he was new. That was his gimmick to get over. I would argue that Gunther was already over. That's all. Gunther is a major heel. I mean, like I said, yes and no. And that's as long as we can debate without getting all evil with each other. I respect what you got to say. I respect it. I think it makes sense. I think Gunther needed to be needed to be a major heel, like what Grandmaster said. Gunther's a major heel. I think he needed to be the kind of heel you don't cheer. I think that always helps when you have a heel that the fans don't want to cheer for because he's the cool heel or he's whatever, because he puts on bangers, right? And then the fans then try to turn him. No one's going to try to turn Gunther anytime soon. That's why I like it. All right.
I feel like when Gunther does turn, though, it's going to be phenomenal. I could see, 5, 6 down the road, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's what's great about a great heel. Is if you can keep them a great heel. Dominic Mysterio is a great example. Dominic is a fantastic heel. You can keep him on that trajectory and keep him a great heel, and he's going to do phenomenal. He's going to have great success. You can also turn him at any moment, and the fans will lose their frickin' minds.
Yep.
Look at WrestleMania 41. When he won the Intercontinental title, they cheered so much he did a curtain call. I mean, they want to love Dom, but at the same time, they're also having way too much fun hating Dom. That's great. That's great. All right. My wife agrees with Eric, so there you go, Eric. You got my wife on your team. I thought Gunther was already a major heel before. So there you go, guys. My wife, my beautiful, lovely, intelligent wife, agrees with Eric. So
you're wrong.
I'm wrong. All right. Let's move on to the next matchup here. Let's go to the women's tag team title match.
Oh, no.
Which I think is interesting. Thank you. Thank you for the 99 cents. In the super chat. We also have stickers. We have super chat and there's super stickers. I don't know. I'm new to all of this.
Yeah, no, that one's a sticker.
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, that's a sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's a sunglasses emoji.
You know it's a sticker because it has an emoji. If it doesn't have a sticker, it'll have a text. You can type your text.
Oh, so no,
Wow.
so stickers is like that. I thought it was supposed to like pop up on the live chat or on the live feed too. I thought that's what I don't know.
It does for people in the live chat.
In the live chat, it does, right. Well, if you guys, all of you guys in the live chat, we have a goal to reach for the chat, not the stickers. We have a goal for the chat, which is super chats of 10. If we get 10, then you all get a round of applause. I just put that in because we were
Wow.
trying to get it to work, and originally I put that if you guys will do 10 super chats, then you guys can tell me what guilty pleasure you want me to reveal about myself. But I think the word guilty pleasure or the guilty pleasure was flagged,
Oh.
so they wouldn't let me put that up there. So I would have done more, but I used all of the money last night. Yeah, because you're using your Google stuff that you get, yeah. All right, let's go on to the women's title match. Seth, give us a background on this one.
Rhea Ripley and Io Sky face their first test as a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. As tag team champions,
You're
as
good
they
this
take
morning.
on the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
Rio captured, right? Is that
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Io and Rhea combined.
okay? Rio captured the title on January 7th episode of Raw by dethroning. That's a weird. The
He's
Kabuki
17,
Warriors.
people.
It's not a weird word. It was just I kept reading it as dethorning, and I'm like, what? The following week, Morgan and Perez took down the Kabuki Warriors as well as Bailey and Lyra Valkyria in a triple threat tag team #1 contenders match to earn the right to challenge Rio.
Next time we should have George's daughter come on and do the recap.
This will be the first time these two teams have clashed, but which will leave Montreal as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions?
So
Find out at Saturday Night.
So
Matter.
what's interesting here, obviously, this is Liv and Roxanne, not Liv and Raquel. And I think that the Judgment Day stuff has always been a very interesting fun little story here. Benny, I want to start with you. Give me your thoughts on this tag team matchup. Where do you see this one going?
This one is very complicated, and I gave this one a lot of thought. My heart wants Liv and Roxanne to win, and along with that, maybe Rhea and Io turning on each other. That's what I'd like to see, but I think what's going to happen is that they will retain. It's their first defense, so I can see them retaining. And right now, the Judgment Day is kind of in shambles. I do see Roxanne taking the pin. I think what they plan on doing is, I've heard the rumor that Liz will win the Royal Rumble. But what's going on with the Judgment Day? You got, of course, Dom is still strong. You got JD McDonough's injured. And then you have Finn Balor. I mean, after his loss to Punk on Monday Night Raw, he was kind of looked like, teasing a babyface turn.
Yeah.
So it looks like they might start falling apart.
So you think Rhea and Io are
I think
walking
Rhea
away with it?
will retain.
All right. All righty. George, your turn.
So, originally Liv wanted to go for the world title, and Raquel was like, "I'm going for it." So,
Right.
Liv had to go. Oh, then I'll team with Roxanne and go for the tag teams that I never lost. And that's the thing she keeps throwing out. I never lost this title. I never lost it. Because remember, her and Raquel were the tag champs. She got hurt, and Roxanne took her spot. So, but I agree with Benny. They're falling apart, and Liv is trying to keep it together, but she also has her own, things that she's trying to do in the background, manipulative wise and I just see in the future it just all, like he said, falling apart. Because again, they're already shooting for, like he said, that Finn's going babyface. I could see JD doing the same when he gets back. Dom can go either way.
Yeah.
And the whole thing in the first place of this was Liv, and trying to be Rhea, right? Like that's what it all came down to. She was trying to be Rhea, and she can't, right? She can't hold it together, and it's all gonna fall apart. So I agree. I think Rio is just gonna dominate them.
All right, makes sense. Seth,
I'm gonna go with Rio. That's kind of just all I have for this one.
yeah, Seth
Like-
is not your typical 17-year-old where he's fascinated with the women's roster.
Yeah.
But
Liv Morgan's picture in this is kind of creepy too.
it kind of makes her. She does look kind of evil there. See, Seth, when I was 17. So George, how old are you, George?
I'm 42.
Okay, so you're just a little bit younger than me. So you would have been. So when I was 17,
Everyone's younger.
you would have been 14. But George, so George is going to remember this too. When we were close to your age, there was a female wrestler that had us tuning into Monday Night Raw every week. Do you know who that was? Sable. Right.
Who the heck is Sable?
She was
Oh
she was a woman's. She was we'll use quotations. Wrestler. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Sable. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, I grew up, right, and not
You grew up.
I'm not really a fan anymore, but there was a big reason people were tuning in was Sable, and now I really like the women's division now because you're not tuning in because you're hoping one of them's going to take their shirt off, which is essentially what you had back then. But now you're tuning in because the women are tremendous athletes and great in-ring performers, which is incredible. Just Google this. Cody beat Jacob in a dark street fight in October 2024 in October on a Raw. Interesting.
Actually, he goggled this.
He goggled it?
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. It says goggled. I just goggled this. That
Yeah.
should have been a super chat.
Goggled.
Yeah, goggles. He should.
And if there's a typo, it auto super chats.
Right. That's what. Yeah, and it makes you pay for it. So, all right. So, this is very interesting because I just got done saying that I don't like titles switching hands over and over and over. It's, oh man. Benny, I disagree. Rhea and Io will not break up. I also disagree that Roxanne wins the Rumble.
No, I said Liv would win.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to think back. I could have swore you said Liv wins the Rumble.
No, I said Roxanne's going to take the pin. I think it's going to cause some friction
Right.
between the two of them,
Right.
aiding in the erosion of the Judgment Day.
Right, yeah. That.
But I do think that Rhea and Io will eventually turn on each other, if not sooner than later.
See, here's my thing. I don't know if Rhea and Io turn or if when the titles are taken off them, it's just that's the moment where they both now it's not that they're enemies, but now their focus is back to getting to the women's world title again. That's my viewpoint. And I want to see that sooner than later. I didn't really want the tag titles going to Rhea and Io because it's cute what they're doing, but I want badass Rhea Ripley back. That's who I want to see. I'm a big Rhea Ripley fan. I think my wife's a Rhea Ripley fan. I want to see that Rhea. And I want to see that Rhea at the Rumble. And in order for that to happen, I think we need an energized, invigorated Rhea who's not trying to defend the tag titles, but who's chasing the world title. That's what I want to see. And so I kind of have to go against what I said earlier. And I want to see Liv and Roxanne win the titles, which I think will create even more friction within Judgment Day because now Liv's holding it with Roxanne instead of Raquel. Roxanne's holding it with Liv instead of Raquel. Maybe this leads to bigger and better things for Roxanne, for Raquel. So I'm going with Liv and Roxanne win tonight. The titles come off Rio, and they go their separate ways to go for the big women's world title. That's my viewpoint, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much for the super chat. $10. Wow. Appreciate you. Love it. Because you and Seth rock. Thank you so much. We do have, that's one. That's only one super chat. The other one was a sticker. The goal is for super chats. So
Your goal says that there's an hour and a half left when there's actually only a half hour left.
well, no, we have till 9:00, which is 50 minutes. But I have hour and a half because I said it before the show started.
Yeah.
So, but we have till the end of the show, right?
Yeah.
So 9 more people, 9 more super chats,
You actually can't.
and y'all get a round of applause.
You actually can't end the live stream until the super chat.
How funny is it though that you just super chatted and you're number 2 in the chat?
Only number 2.
If you pay to chat, it should
number
immediately
1.
bump you to number 1. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I think all right.
I'll make people pay to stay.
All right, last matchup, and then we'll have just enough time to talk a little bit about Rumble's
Yeah, I was
past.
gonna say.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think we're having some good wrestling conversation here. I'm enjoying this show very much.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup. The two weirdest faces that they could have made. If you're
Okay,
seeing
but
this
they're
on
not.
YouTube.
They're not as weird as other ones we've seen.
I don't know. Nakamura looks like he's eyeing somebody.
I don't know. Liv Morgan had a pretty weird face.
AJ's going for the Elvis look there.
Yeah.
So, all right. We've got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This match was made late yesterday during SmackDown. Seth, if you can, give us the background on this one.
AJ Styles is set to once again square off against the longtime anniversary Shinsuke Nakamura at Saturday.
Anniversary? Adversary. I'm not even reading it, and I know what it said. The longtime anniversary.
I don't know. I was so confident too. I just
Seth,
kept
you know how
going.
funny it is? Benny's almost laughing.
Look,
There he goes. Got him. I got him.
you said that, and I look over, and
needed
he has
that.
the most straight face
Right.
ever, and then he starts laughing.
Benny's
'Cause
like,
I'm like 5-second delay, so you say
play
that, and
poker
he's
with
just
me.
super straight face.
I've been waiting for Benny to crack since the first time he came on the show. Finally got him. Finally got him. All right. Go
All right,
ahead.
I gotta let's try this.
Let's
again.
hear about that
Fun
anniversary.
about this.
AJ Styles is set to once again square off against longtime adversary
Yay.
Shinsuke Nakamura at Saturday night's main event. Styles has made it clear that 2026 will be his last year in the squared circle. The conclusion of his Hall of Fame career could happen soon. However, as Styles agreed to put his career on the line against Gunther at Royal Rumble. Perhaps inspired by John Cena's farewell tour, Styles journeyed to SmackDown to challenge his longtime rival Nakamura to set the stage for a surefire instant classic this Saturday. At least I didn't say Shinsuke's name like it's spelled.
Like your mother?
Shinsuke?
I don't
Shin-
blame her. I
Shin-
did it
yeah,
too.
I guess so.
Until I heard it being pronounced, I did the same thing. I did
Yeah.
the same thing with Asuka.
Shinsuke
I mean,
looks like
it's
a
funny,
pirate in this
but
picture.
yeah, I did. I read it, Asuka. I read it, Shinsuke. Shinsuke. I don't know. All right. Let's start with Seth. Let's just start with you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. What are your thoughts on this one? Not a lot of build. It looks like a step towards Gunther. What do you got?
I don't know who I want to win, and my brain doesn't know either.
I mean, I do, but
I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I'm going to just say AJ because
you have his gloves, or at least,
AJ.
or no, who bought it? I
me,
did.
I have it.
No, I have his gloves. I bought them.
I have them.
They're in the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh, then because I also got some when we went to
You
the
got
John
Roman
Cena-
Reigns.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You got Roman Reigns gloves.
That's right.
AJ
had
and
someone's
Shinsuke
gloves.
have wrestled 19 times. AJ's won 16.
Holy.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I want to know Universal real quick if you can put in the chat. Are you including? Is that just that can't be just WWE?
That sounds like
Are
way
you
too
also
much.
including all of their matches like in Japan and stuff? Because I don't remember them wrestling that much in WWE. And yes, I understand the U is silent in Japan. I know that now. I didn't like 5 years ago. So what are you doing?
What?
You're posting random stuff in the chat, and it's showing up under my name, which is like
I'm
Patrick
experimenting.
Patrick Sims 8127. Which is showing that you're just watching this on one of my other accounts. Don't you have your own phone that you could be chatting under your YouTube account?
It's open on here.
Yeah, but you could give me another view.
True.
All
I'd
right.
still be doing the exact same thing.
All right, George, what are your thoughts? AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Give it to me.
I'm gonna go with AJ, as he has Gunther next week, right? And so outside of Gunther interfering and costing AJ the match, I'm gonna give it to AJ just for that reason alone. I mean, again, there's not a lot of build with this. The whole thing was Shinsuke telling AJ he wants to see if he's still phenomenal, if he still has it. So I guess we'll see.
All right. Benny, take it away.
First of all, that picture reminds me of that pizza I ate with mushrooms back in 1977. And what's really, really great about it is they made Shinsuke somehow look like both John Lennon and Yoko Ono. How they did that is beyond me. But so yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely AJ all day long, and I think it's going to be a fantastic match. It's going to be his last victory ever. But yeah, AJ all day long.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So we got clarification. 18 times Shinsuke and AJ in WWE, 1 time in Japan. So that's crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy. That means there must have been a lot of TV matches that I just didn't see.
Yeah.
So, all right. Interesting thing here. Does Gunther appear during this match? So, Seth, does Gunther make an appearance in this match? Does he interfere? Let's put it that way. Does Gunther interfere in this match?
No.
Should Gunther appear and interfere in this match?
Yes.
So you think he should, but he won't.
Yeah.
Benny.
No, I say no on both counts. I think AJ needs his last moment in the sun. He's gotta just win clean with a great match, because it's going to be his last. Well, it's going to be his next to last great match, but it'll be his last victory.
All
I
right.
think it needs to be clean.
George.
I'm torn. I can see both ways.
All
but
right,
I
Natalie
agree with
Imbruglia.
I agree with Benny that he needs this if it's his last hurrah. But I could see Gunther trying. It also could be a thing too where Gunther could try and it backfire, right? So there's so many things that could go with it. But I hope he doesn't. I hope we just get a clean finish here and AJ gets his last hurrah in. But there's so many ways it could go.
Right. I think the main 2 ways that I was thinking of is if you want to get the fans excited, you want to make the fans happy in this moment, you send AJ and Shinsuke out there and you have it be just them. I think AJ gets the win so that he has momentum going into next week. But there could also be the thought process of let's piss off the fans, which hopefully isn't how you end the night, because you could close with this match. But if there's shenanigans in this one, it better not close the show. All right.
It's gonna close.
I would not want this to be how my mindset is going into the reaction show immediately following it. But they could very well go that route, which is Gunther comes out, screws over AJ. Now Gunther is, once again being booed out of the building at the end of a show. I don't know. I would prefer the first one. My heart and my brain are telling me that Gunther stays out of it, and rightfully so. And this is a highlight of letting AJ and Shinsuke go out there. And I think, as opposed to when they were having matches under Vince's watch, I think maybe this gets an opportunity to really go and dive deep into what these 2 guys are truly capable of. Maybe similar to, I don't know if they're going to be able to top AJ Cena. AJ Cena was so much fun. It was just back and forth using all the moves of all their, famous opponents in the past, and it was amazing. But these 2 can have a hard-hitting, amazing match if you let them go out there and just do their thing. So I'm picking AJ. I think that's where we go. My wife says there will be shenanigans and that it will close the show. And Grandmaster, what in the heck? I love pineapple on pizza, but is pineapple on pizza dinner or dessert? From now on, I'm only answering questions like that if it's a super chat.
That's not even a question that should be asked.
It's not a question you want me to answer. I'll tell you that right now.
Pineapple on pizza can go away. Thank you.
It's my wife likes it.
What?
I agree.
Oh,
Triple H will probably do his best to piss off the fans, because the fans get told what is good and what is not. It all depends on where they want to go with their next season of Unreal. That's what it all comes down to. What do they want the next season of Unreal to be? That's where they're going to go. All right. That is.
Maybe his pineapple on pizza was an analogy for the shenanigans going on. Like, should it be in the match?
I think you're
as,
thinking
like,
way
dinner,
too deep.
or should it be the last match, the closing match, as like a dessert? You know, it's an analogy. It's deep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing.
Well, maybe Grandmaster's deep like that.
Sounds wrong.
Yeah, but all right. So I'm getting distracted. I'm hearing all these different sounds and voices in my head while trying to
Your mom.
navigate all this. All right. Well, that is our Saturday night's main event predictions for you there. Looking forward to the show. It airs tonight, I believe, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. So if you still have Peacock, check it out there. We do. But
Only till
what's that?
April. I canceled mine. Only till April.
See, the funny part is there's a lot of content on Peacock that we watch, that we like. Honey, is that the one that has your show, the one that you like now with Kathy Bates? The Matlock? Mm-hmm. Yeah. My wife found Matlock, the new show Matlock with Kathy Bates on, and loves it. I think there's a lot of yes. Okay. Yeah. So, I love Peacock. That's where I watch Parks and Rec. Of course, The Office is on Peacock. I'm a big fan of The Office, Modern Family, King of Queens. There's a lot of great content on Peacock. So we did not get rid of Peacock. We have deals for Netflix, HBO Max, and we have a really good deal for the Disney Plus bundle to give us everything. But the Netflix and HBO is through Verizon. So we pay less for that. But we do have ads. But anyway, all right. Peacock is pretty good, especially for the price. Yeah, it's one of the cheaper ones. And it is. It's really good. If you pay, like, paying for Peacock's premium is like paying for everyone else's ad supported version. So I actually really grew to love Peacock. When it first came out, I was not a fan because of how they ran everything. And I didn't like the way they were the first ones to take WWE content and turn it into seasons and episodes instead of being able to just go to, like, oh, I'm going to go to 1988 and there's all the pay-per-views from 1988, which I know was only like 3. But yeah, I really grew to like Peacock. Voices in Your Head. Are you Randy Orton? Love that song. All right. Peacock is pretty good. Yeah. All right. We are moving on. We've got just over 30 minutes left in the show, which means it's time to talk some Royal Rumble memories here. I love the Royal Rumble. Some of my favorite pro wrestling memories come from the Royal Rumble. As a kid, I'll say this, it's very well known. WrestleMania 6 was the first pay-per-view that I saw from beginning to end, and it was watching that pay-per-view that took me out of the problems in my life, the issues that I was dealing with, and allowed me to live vicariously through these characters. And it only got stronger and stronger from there with things I dealt with, mainly from my father, but I'm not going to get into that. And pro wrestling gave me that escape, and it all truly began at WrestleMania 6 in 1990. And the Rumble just preceding it started the build for that. And I'm going to say this right now, the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior moment at the 1990 Royal Rumble is always magic to me. It is so special. I don't care what you think about those guys outside of the ring. I don't care what you think about them in terms of their in-ring abilities, which you go watch his stuff in Japan. Hogan's freaking awesome. I thought Warrior actually was a little underrated. He just needed somebody in there to guide him. But when those two are in the ring in the Rumble by themselves and they faced off, you could feel the energy of that crowd. It was unbelievable. And that is always one of those Rumble moments that I go back to, that I remember. And we're going to kind of go around the room and talking about just some of our favorite moments. We're not going to spend too much time on each one, but I want to hear what everybody's favorite moments are from the Rumble, including you guys in the live chat. Great Rumble memory. Bret Hart came out in 1994 after being hurt earlier in the night and won it. I believe that was the year he shared the victory with Lex Luger, because Bret only won one Rumble, and that was when he won it with Lex, when they both went over the top rope. But great Rumble memory, Eric. Thank you very much. All right, George, give me a Royal Rumble memory that you have.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's very first win. When in the middle of the match, he's just sitting there. He gets up, he eliminates a bunch of people, and he's sitting up there staring at like an invisible watch in his forearm. Like, come on, let's go, guys! Just sitting there waiting on everyone. I just can't. I always remember that. And he drew everybody out, and he just starts sitting up there on the ring apron, looking at his watch. Come on, guys, let's go.
Yeah. Till Bret came out.
Yeah, till Bret.
And the look on Stone Cold's face when Bret came out was priceless. Then he gets eliminated, but the refs didn't see it.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful heel move.
Yeah, it was great.
Grandmaster, I need to make a little correction here. Ric Flair did not enter the 92 Rumble at number 1. Flair actually came out at number 3. It was $1 Million Man and someone else came out 1 and 2. I don't recall. I think he was number 3. It might have been like $1 Million Man and Marty Jannetty or something like that. But Seth, you can maybe look that up and see what if I'm correct on that. But I know Flair didn't come out number 1. I want to say he came out number 3.
Okay.
Because they made a big deal about it. But same event when Undertaker got buried and was raised in the air. Awesome. Yeah, I remember that. All right, Benny, you give us a Rumble memory.
I got to go back to 92 with Flair winning it, because number 1, it was the first time that the championship was at stake, or anything was really at stake.
Right.
And then number 2, Vince McMahon had sometimes would make a point of burying talent from rival organizations just to prove the superiority of the WWF.
Yep.
So, when Flair came over, I'm thinking, what are they going to do with this guy? But put him right to the top. So, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't change his gimmick. They even had him come out with the big gold belt. And people have always given me flack for praising them bringing the big gold belt on. But here's the deal. There's a big difference between the way WWE brought in Ric Flair with the big gold belt and the way Eric Bischoff had Alundra Blaze, Medusa, bring the women's title and throw it in the trash. There's a big difference. Vince putting the big gold belt on elevated Ric Flair and did not disparage that title. They kept calling Flair the real world's champ. That's putting that stuff over. When Bischoff did it, it was just to trash WWE. And in either case, I don't really fault either one of them. It's a business. It's not personal. I get a kick out of everything Bischoff did. I don't have to like it, but I got a kick out of it. I thought it was funny. But yeah, Flair winning that title, I remember that in 92. I would have been 11 years old when that happened. And it was really cool. It was a really cool moment. All right, Seth, give me a Royal Rumble moment.
Royal Rumble moment? Okay. 2002 when Maven eliminated The Undertaker.
Oh, how dare you, sir. Taker was a bad guy at the time. Maven was fresh out of Tough Enough.
Yeah.
And the good part about all that, so Maven eliminates Taker. Taker then destroys Maven.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite parts is like he takes him out. They're in like the arena outside of where the crowd is. And I think Taker at one point grabs a big handful of popcorn and just starts eating it. It was just fun because he's having his way with Maven.
Yeah.
It was just such a that was the cool part of that moment, not
Yeah.
the elimination.
But I always like the when people are like they've just eliminated somebody and they're still right next to the ropes and just someone comes right from behind
Oh, yeah.
surprises them. Those
Yeah.
are always good.
Well, I like surprise eliminations.
Yeah.
And when Taker got eliminated, I mean, my face when it happened was, oh my gosh, wow! It looked just like this. That's exactly what
What?
it looked like right there.
Hold on, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you'll see it in just a
I'm
second.
still waiting.
Yeah, you'll see it. All right. Sorry, never watched it live, only on tape. Hey, no apologies needed, Grandmaster. That's what we're here for, to correct details and facts. All right. Another moment for me.
What was that? Did it say Riyadh?
Yes, because it's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not a weird AI typo. That's the actual logo.
Okay.
All right.
It looks like one.
Another great moment. I mean, you're going to get a lot of Taker from me because I love Taker. And it's the only time that I've been okay with the Rumble, not a Rumble match, not closing the show. Usually I love the Rumble closing the show. I think that's the way to go. But Stone Cold winning in 1998 was basically a foregone conclusion. You knew he was winning. There was no other option to win the Rumble. It was Stone Cold. Everyone and their mother knew it. All right? You weren't a wrestling fan, you knew it. But the 1998 Royal Rumble featured a casket match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker that
My
was
favorite.
off the chart good. It also was the match that shattered Shawn Michaels' back. But you had this incredible moment, too, where the match itself is fantastic. Kane comes out to supposedly save The Undertaker, only to immediately flip, chokeslam him into the casket. Shawn wins the match. They then roll the casket to the entranceway, cut open into it, light the thing on fire. It was a moment. It was so cool.
I light it on fire. Yep.
Oh, man. Taker and Kane, one of my favorite all-time stories in pro wrestling. And Taker and Shawn, those two in the ring every time was magic. Hell in a Cell, casket matches, WrestleManias. They are my favorite. What's up, George?
Fun fact for you. Because when Shawn took that back body drop and landed on the hinge of the casket, which was what messed his back up,
Yeah.
that's what did it. Fast forward a couple years later, he was the very first person to ever try, at the time, YRG, now DDPY, and which healed his back, which got him back to being the HBK that we all know and love. So it's kind of weird and funny how all of that kind of turns together, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Absolutely. 100%. My wife says it was great until Kane took off his mask. I agree. I get what they were doing, and I felt good for Kane because I'm sure it was tough to be behind that mask every single night. But at the same time, it was probably part of him at that point. But I get what they were trying to do, but then the way they told the story killed it for me, where they were like, no burns, no disfiguration, nothing. He just took his mask off, and he was just a normal-looking dude who shaved his head. Like, I was like, oh, it was all just in your head? That's where we're going with this? Like, yeah, I would have preferred if the mask stayed on. All right. George, give me another Royal Rumble memory.
Okay. Another Royal Rumble memory will have to be when China entered the Men's Royal Rumble.
1999.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the same year Vince won it.
Yep. We talked about that last week.
Yeah. China entering was a bit. Benny, you remember that moment? What was your thoughts when China entered the Rumble?
Shock. Just, I'm a traditionalist, so yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's not a fan. He's not a big fan of in ring anyway, China. But Yeah, I remember that. That was and she went. I think she went right for Mark Henry and eliminated
Didn't
Mark
she get
Henry.
on people before she got knocked out?
What's that?
Didn't she get a couple eliminations on people before she
Yeah.
got knocked out? I think she did.
Like she eliminated Mark Henry, if I remember correctly.
Maybe I don't remember who she eliminated, but yeah.
The build up and having to wear the mask. Oh, we're still on Kane in the chat. For years, the reveal did not live up at all. I wasn't even a fan of WWF at the time and knew their story inside and out, and that reveal severely sucked hard.
Alrighty.
All right. Grandmaster said, reminds me of Master Blaster. Are you talking about the reveal? Because I do remember that when they took the on, and I'm guessing you're talking about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. When they took off the mask of the guy that Mel Gibson's facing, which I guess is Blaster, because you have Master and then Blaster. He was this kind of special needs looking dude. Like he looked like a giant kid. And which is the point. He's supposed to be this kind of where you have the little guy's the brains, and this guy's nothing but brawn. But yeah, when they took that mask off, it was kind of like, what am I looking at? Like, what? This is weird. But yeah, I'm moving on from Kane right now. Like, I wouldn't mind. Here's a question, because I was going to save it for next week. I have a question. Should Kane make an appearance in the Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
George, what do you think?
I don't think Glenn's coming back right now. He's too busy doing the mayor stuff right now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, but he's kind of a Rumble legend at this point. Benny, what do you think?
I would think yes if he wasn't a mayor.
Right. Because we all seen that he's gotten himself in good shape again. So, yeah, I think he could. I mean, the Rumble's not – you don't exactly have to be in the best shape to be in the Rumble. You go in, he choke slams a couple people, gets eliminated. It's just a fun moment, you know.
Propaganda.
Okay. How old is he? Kane is old. We'll just say that. He's older than me. He's what?
57.
57?
He's 57.
All right.
5'7".
So he's old enough to do a Rumble. That's if Piper and Snuka can do it when they did it, Kane can do it. I don't know if you guys remember when Piper and Snuka came out. There's a memory for you. Piper and Snuka in the Rumble. Neither one of them were in any kind of shape to be in that ring. Oh, they were well past their prime at that point. Seth.
Yeah.
No. Benny, give me a Rumble memory.
I want to go back to 98 again with the three faces of Foley.
Yes.
I thought that was quite clever. I enjoyed that.
So good. Sweet Shin music.
Wow.
Yeah, he first comes out as Cactus Jack, and he is actually number 1 in the Rumble as Cactus Jack. Number 2 was the insane version of Terry Funk, which was Chainsaw Charlie. And it was entertaining, but Cactus gets eliminated, then returns halfway through as Mankind, the old Mankind, not the shirt and tie wearing Mankind. And then he gets eliminated, then returns towards the end as Dude Love. And that's where, of course, Sweet Shin music comes into play. But yeah, I loved that. I thought that was so fun. That's the kind of stuff that you can get, that we need more of, I think, in pro wrestling. Like Bailey, for example. Bailey's was doing this, schizophrenic kind of character, like you didn't know who you were going to get, right? Now, they're not completely separate characters like that.
Yeah.
But we do have El Grande Americano. And I want you to bear with me for a second. The current Grande El Grande Americano gets into the Rumble, gets eliminated. Ludwig Kaiser enters the Rumble. The Chad Gable El Grande Americano makes his Rumble appearance.
You get all the...
And then later, Chad Gable makes his Rumble.
Yeah.
That would be epic for me.
That would be great.
All 4 of them. That would be great. I think that would be hilarious to get all of those in there.
He gets eliminated, and then like 3 people later, it's like, number 25, El Grande Americano.
Or have both El Grandes in there at the same time. I mean,
Oh gosh.
people take wrestling, I think, sometimes too seriously. We need moments like this from time to time. We need moments like the Cobra versus Mr. Sacco.
Yeah.
They're just fun moments. It's the Rumble. No one thought Foley was going to win it. And I was hoping Santino was the year that Alberto Del Rio won it. Because I did not like Alberto Del Rio. But I loved Santino at that time. You just need, I think wrestling needs to have a mix of everything. You got to have fun. The Rumble should be fun. Not everything has to be taken super seriously. If you agree with me, send me a super chat in the live chat. Because we're still 9 away from our goal. Come on. Come on, Sims Nation. Help me out. Help me out there. So I can give you your much-deserved round of applause. Without it, you're not getting it. You're not getting a round of applause from me. No. All right. Seth.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. I know you're looking them up, so just...
No, I'm not looking them up. I have them. I'm just trying to look for the one I was wanting. There we go. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker is the final 2 in the 2007 Royal Rumble.
The beginning of what would become their WrestleMania feud, just brilliant. Best ending of a Royal Rumble ever, in my opinion. And that's not me being biased, because I am. I'm biased against Taker. But Taker and Shawn essentially had a full-length match at the end of the Rumble, and it was a thing of beauty. It showed what those two were still capable of. And then shortly thereafter, they went on and began to have their amazing WrestleMania rivalry, which bled into Triple H versus Taker. 4 years of impressive storytelling and matches. This Monday's Raw in Toronto is sold out. Tonight's show has only sold 8,000 tickets. Grandmaster says 8,000. That seems low. Yeah, I don't get into all that stuff. I really don't care. Again, I'm not. I was one of those that was kind of getting into that for the wrong reasons. Because I was starting to, when you see low numbers and stuff, people pay attention when there's low numbers. When the houses are sellouts, you don't hear people jumping up in the air and celebrating every sellout. But when they say, oh, they only sold so many tickets, and then people are like, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, the business is dying. And there's a lot of reasons why shows for WWE don't sell. Sometimes sometimes it's location, sometimes it's venue, sometimes it's booking, and sometimes it's ticket prices going through the roof. If you watch it on television and it looks like a full house, that's all I care about. If I go to the show, I've been to wrestling shows where there was 2,000 people. I've been to wrestling shows. My wife and I went to Monday Night Raw one time. The entire non-camera side of the arena was completely empty. And guess what night that was? That was the night when The Rock returned. For the first time, when he was announced as the WrestleMania host, half the arena was empty. The Rock made his return. If you watched on television, you would have never known it.
Yeah.
Ever. And that arena, with half of it full, was louder than any arena I'd ever been in before. And I've been in for shows where Stone Cold was on the card.
Yeah.
Where The Undertaker, Triple H, all those guys. The Rock's return blew the roof off the Honda Center. And the show, and there's a reason why half the arena was empty. The show sucked for the most part. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan were the only real highlights of that show until The Rock appeared.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I try not to get caught up in attendance figures and stuff like that anymore, because I was starting to do that with AEW, and it's like, the business is doing fine. The business is doing good. So I'm not going to nitpick it to death like that. Same with ratings. Yeah, I get that ratings matter, but not in the same. What my point has always been, that ratings matter, but not the same way that they did in 1998. There's a big difference between ratings back in the day and ratings today. There's even a bigger difference between ratings in 98 than they were in 88. Hogan and Andre could single-handedly get 30-some million people to watch a Saturday night's main event. Stone Cold and the Attitude Era was drawing record numbers for Monday Night Raw. Okay? There was no streaming back then. There was no social media back then. The internet in 98 was still fresh to a lot of people. You were lucky to get information about somebody signing with WWE. There wasn't a lot of information going out. So now people consume content different. So getting 1 million viewers, if you can get to 1 million viewers, television networks look at that as, man, that's a big number. Okay? Yes, there are shows that still do bigger numbers on television. I get that. Okay? But wrestling is consumed across multiple platforms. YouTube is huge. They do massive numbers on YouTube, huge numbers on social media, which all pay. If you don't think they're making money on social media and YouTube, you are dead wrong. They make a ton of money on those. They have huge television contracts. They have Netflix. They have ESPN. Across the board, WWE is still strong. So my point is not that – so a couple people have told me I said that ratings don't matter. They do matter, just not in the same way. That's the point I've been trying to make. Pat, a reaction show for Rumble, that's cool. Yes, we actually have a reaction show tonight, which I was going to get to here in just a second. And we are also going to have a reaction show for the Rumble. So, guys, make sure immediately following Saturday night's main event, you jump back here to YouTube to our Positively Pat Sims channel, which means subscribe, follow us, so that you get notified. We are going live immediately following Saturday night's main event. And with next week's Rumble being an early start time, we will be on immediately following the Rumble in the early afternoon here on the West Coast. Which means I'll have a nice free Saturday night with my wife. So that'll be nice. All right. I think we have time for everybody to do one more Rumble memory.
Wow.
And then we will jump into getting you guys up to speed on what's to come here and go from there. Hello, Peter Van Wyck. I'm new to the chat. Welcome. It's good to have you here. We love seeing new people, new faces, new screen names. What is that called? Handles? What are the names called?
The names?
Yeah, the @
Like
their YouTube handle. We'll just call it that. All right. Welcome
Sure.
to the chat. You've jumped in at a good time. There's a lot of great people in the chat that love to interact with one another. All right.
Username.
Seth, let's start. Username. There you go.
Yeah.
Seth, give me a Rumble memory.
2016 AJ Styles debut.
The AJ Styles debut. I lost my gourd on that one. That was awesome. That was so cool. My only issue with that was the cameras.
That's true.
Which was too much focus on Roman as AJ's making his entrance. I thought that we should have been zeroed in on that stage the entire time, and then you get a reaction to AJ's appearance from Roman.
Yeah.
Not the confused Roman, and then you cut back and AJ's already on the stage.
Yeah.
So, but no, fantastic moment.
That, or you do like the dual screen that they do when they do like replays.
Right. Yeah, that could have worked too.
Because I know they do that sometimes.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go with one that might not be looked at as a great memory for everybody, but I was a fan of the show, and I got a kick out of the moment itself. I still get a kick out of it when I watch it, and that would be Drew Carey and his appearance in the Royal Rumble. Here's why, okay? So he didn't do anything. Okay, Drew didn't do anything. He was a wasted Rumble spot. I'll give you that. But it was harmless in that he comes out, the Hardys are fighting. He gets in the ring. The Hardys eliminate each other. So he's just standing there in the ring. Here comes Kane. Of all the people, and this is the year that Kane went off and had his record year. Kane comes out. And you can just feel the entire audience. It's just like they want Kane to just whoop on Drew. It's hilarious. Drew tries to pay him off. And then Kane goes to chokeslam him. We get our next entrant. And Drew is like, forget this, and eliminates himself. Which if you guys have watched Rumbles past, there's been certain times when the rules are a little wishy-washy. Like, I don't know, when Macho Man accidentally eliminated himself to take out Jake Roberts, but they let him in. They let him back in because they said you have to be thrown over the top rope. And I think it wasn't more than like 2 years later or something like that. Mil Mascaras jumps out of the ring, and they're like, nope, he's an idiot. He eliminated himself. So, yeah, running wild and loose with the rules there. All right, George, give me another Royal Rumble memory that's better than Drew Carey.
2008, Cena's return, number 30.
Madison Square Garden. Nobody saw that coming.
No one.
That's when
it's nowhere.
That was when you realized that he was legitimately Super Cena.
Yeah. I mean, he tore his pec, and he was like out for 7 months, and 3 months later he's back.
Yeah. Like when
that was a legit tear.
With Cena and Cody, I looked at both those guys when I was doing my recovery from shoulder surgery, and I'm like, oh man, what did these guys do? And it was just the same thing we do every day. We put in the work. And they worked harder than everybody else to get back. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to be. We have a question here. Will AJ Styles lose to Gunther at the Royal Rumble? My answer is no. AJ Styles will win and enter the Royal Rumble number 18. All right, Grandmaster says, hope not. We're going to cover that more next week on the show for our Royal Rumble preview. I want to see what happens tonight before I really make any prediction on AJ versus Gunther. I think tonight might give us some clues on what's going to happen. And we still have Raw and SmackDown next week as a lead into the Rumble. So we'll see if any more of the story is being told.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm paying attention to that one for sure. All right, Benny, give us another Rumble memory before we start to close out here.
2012, although there were several iterations of it, Kofi Kingston getting eliminated or almost eliminated, but doing the handstand and climbing back into the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The first few years of that were really good. I thought they tried to do too much after that. Like a lot of the ones after that just didn't feel the same. And I'm glad they kind of did away with it. I like the fact that every year I think now somebody else does something like that, and it's kind of known as like the Kofi now. It's like the Kofi thing, but I like spreading the love a little bit, right? Because when you know somebody's going to do some big spectacular save, it stops being special. So, but that first one was that was incredible. That was really, really good. And like I said, it gave us 2 or 3 really good saves. And then after that, I just was like, yeah, here it comes. And then when you get to that point, it just stops being fun. All right, guys, we've got to start wrapping up the show. Before we do, I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on what we've got coming up, because I've already got this weekend and next weekend shows already scheduled and planned out. So tonight, immediately following Saturday night's main event, is our Saturday night's main event reaction show. That shirt might look a little familiar, but I'm going to come on immediately following the show, and I'm going to tell you everything I thought, my honest review, no pun intended, of Saturday night's main event, and what I thought of the outcomes, what I thought of the matches, and everything like that. So tune in tonight for that. And then next week, next Friday, our Warriors Unleashed is going to tackle a topic that is kind of taboo for a lot of people. That is skinny versus healthy. What should your goal be? All right? This is a loaded show. So please make sure, we may just have a very special guest if I can convince her to be on the show. I'm talking about my wife. Because we have had this conversation numerous times. All right, so that's next Friday. Then next Saturday morning, same bat time, same bat channel, is our Royal Rumble preview show. We're bringing the dark on this one. I always wondered what I would look like, very kind of Taker-esque, and there you go. That's what I would look like, apparently. So that, I'm looking forward to that. Doc's going to be back on the show for that one. My girlfriend wanted to share this. Okay.
Share what?
Yeah, I don't know. What share? Yeah, share what? All right. Anyway, and then immediately following the Royal Rumble will be our Royal Rumble reaction show. Yeah, that's my face. That's what I'm going to look like for all the surprise entrances and everything that are going to happen at the Royal Rumble, which I think we need more of. I like the surprise stuff. I like all that. Her moment was when Rhea eliminated 15 people. Love it. Love it. Any moment with Rhea, I'm a fan. I like it. I'm a big Rhea Ripley fan. And
Rhea Ripley.
I think out of support for Rhea, I'll wear my Rhea Ripley Terrifier shirt for the Rumble. I think that's what I'm going to do. Either that or my Cody Rhodes shirt. One of the two. Maybe I'll do both. I'll wear Cody during the men's Rumble, then I'll wear my Rhea one during the women's Rumble. All right, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we have our super chats, which you can do during our live shows and the super stickers, but you can also do them for our shorts, and you can do them for all of our shows on demand. So if you go back and watch them after the fact, you can still support our show in that way, and all of that goes back into the show. We invest everything back into the program. I want to thank everybody that actually did participate and gave us stickers and super chats today. I think we did about $11 today, so we did 3 more than yesterday. So uptick. Good job. All right. Poor D'Lo Brown or Chaz got bounced by the Rumble for Drew. I'm good with that. All right. Anyway, make sure you head on over to positivelypatsims.printful.me, where you can pick up these really cool Positively Pat Sims merch items. I love this canvas thing. I can't wait to get it at some point. Yes, I do get my own stuff. Number one, because I want to make sure that it is up to standards, up to par. These shoes will be here shortly. I just wore this shirt yesterday for the show. It's incredible. We've got AirPod cases, jerseys, purses, cell phone cases, yoga mats. We still have our Christmas ornaments up there. I am wearing this exact T-shirt just in blue, and it's awesome. They fit like a glove. We have all new T-shirt vendors now. So the price did go up slightly to $21, but they are worth it. Shoes, teddy bears, stickers, hats, mouse pads. We've got it. And we're going to be adding more and more stuff as we go along. So make sure, again, get it over to positivelypatsims.printful.me. This is the new shirt. All right. I love this blue, and the logos just pop on there. This is the hat that's available on there. They are really, really good stuff. Rumble moment was when R-Truth brought a ladder in, thinking it was Money in the Bank match, and when he entered the Rumble, the women's Rumble. Oh, R-Truth, anything with R-Truth. Anything, we could do a show about every show there is, and R-Truth would be a standout in all of them. So really, really good stuff. That was Unreal. Like the show. And if you guys haven't caught season 2 of WWE Unreal, I do recommend it. It's still fun to watch. Just don't take it too seriously. It's no different than any other WWE show. Take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. All right? WWE is an entertainment company. They're here to entertain you and pull the wool over our eyes from time to time. All right? And a lot of people think kayfabe is dead. They think that WWE's gone too far by pulling the curtain. I think WWE is doing exactly what they should be doing, and that is blurring the lines of reality. And that's what Unreal is, because there's so many people I know that think that Unreal is just legitimately what it says it is, and which is an unfiltered, 100% real look at WWE behind the scenes. If that's what you think, good for you. Good on you. But I have a lot of people that have talked to me outside of here who have specifically told me otherwise, and with good proof and good reason. So I watch it for what it is, and I have fun with it. I enjoyed it. I thought the stuff with Seth and Becky was really good. The focus was off of John Cena this time, and except for one part of it. But it really focused in on the Seth Becky stuff, and it was pretty good. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us here on the Positively Pat Sims Show. I want to thank everybody that joined us on WANT Radio. Thank you all for supporting WANT and for supporting internet radio. Radio is not dead. You just have to get out there and support it. And if you guys watching on YouTube don't know, get Live 365 or go to WANTradio.com and listen in. We've got a lot of great stuff on WANT. Great music, great comedy, including my comedy album, Off to a Good Start, which is available on Apple Music and Spotify. And you can hear us every Friday night and every Saturday morning. And then for everybody watching on YouTube, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you for joining us in the live chat. You guys are amazing as always. I appreciate you. And spread the word. Share our content. We want more. We want to keep growing every single week. I want to thank Universal Grandmaster Eric Porter. I want to thank Peter Van Wyck. I want to thank everybody. My wife. Even Seth over there jumping in on the live chat. It was a lot of fun this morning. Don't forget to join us next week for our Royal Rumble preview show. Thank you very much to Seth Sims, my co-host for today. Thank you very much to George Fenmore and the one and only Benny Scala. Before we go, really quickly, we know, George, you're going to be next week at the Transformation University graduation ceremony. But Benny, you've got your show's coming up. Now's your time. Let everybody know what you got coming up and where they can find you.
Yes, tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Want Radio, Benny the Jet, some great music. Tomorrow's it's called the musical menu. So every song will have some reference to food or drink. So that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, Weird Al.
Monday night, 6:05 Eastern Time, True Crime. And then Wednesday, my wrestling podcast, When It Was Real, which will be at 7:30. And they are both on Want Radio and the Playa Entertainment Network. Please like and subscribe.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I better hear some Weird Al there. Some Eat It.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us here on the Positively Pat Sims Show. Remember what I always say. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. So long, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you at whenever the show's over tonight for our Saturday night's main event reaction show. So long, everybody.
lights are dim, but the room still hums with the echoes of laughter and the moments we spun. Every honest word is like a stone in a stream. It rippled, it lingered, it shaped our dream. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen, I'll be there, you'll see. Goodbye to the faces that stayed in the glow. Goodbye to the voices I always know. This isn't an end, just a bend in the road. Goodbye for now, my friends, my show. The cameras rolled and the stories grew. Each review a mirror of me and you. Through coffee stains and late night calls, we built a world behind these walls. And if you ever